What's up, nerds? Welcome to nintendopowblock for June 9th, 2017, the week before E3. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, for the first time in a while, Edward Varnell.
I'm back, everybody. E3's next. Nom, 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 nom. I'm just like, for the first time, I'm the co-host.
I meant that we're back for the first time in a while.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Missed like 3 recordings, and I'm just like, I feel really bad because E3 is coming up, and I'm just like, so much work to do and so much work. Really,
yes,
it's really just work.
And plus, there wasn't a lot of Nintendo news and some discussions.
Well,
but I mean, yes,
there was some, but then we compiled a bunch that we get to talk about today that happened over the last couple weeks.
Yes, and definitely what happened Tuesday.
Yeah, the Pokemon Direct happened on Tuesday, which was interesting. I'm gonna leave it at interesting. Although I am excited to have Pokken on Switch. I didn't play much of that game, but I feel like Switch will allow me to play that game a little bit more than I was intending when it came to Wii U. Yes. But it also ruins one of my E3 predictions of, them announcing Smash Brothers, because you're not going to put out 2 fighting games in the same time frame. So,
right.
I think that gives them a little bit more time, though, to polish and add to Smash Brothers for Switch. I think that's going to be their next fall game next year. So,
but next port, you should say.
I don't even know. I mean, I think it's going to be. I do think it's going to be a port. I think it's going to be a Mario Kart situation. I think they are going to add levels and
I think
characters and stuff, and maybe trophies and stuff.
I'm gonna give it to 220 or 2020 before we see the next Smash Brothers. I don't think they're going to port that over to Switch. I do.
I totally think they are. I totally think they're gonna port as many Switch things over, or as many Wii U things over to Switch as they possibly can without being desperate.
No, because I think because of 3DS and Wii U, I think because that came out and both of them did strong. I think at this time, if I was going to do a next Smash game, I will wait for my new handheld to come out so I could recoup that same business plan that I did with 3DS and Wii U. If I'm Nintendo, I'm trying to think business wise as Nintendo, because most of the ports that they brought out are Wii U ports. Well, none of those games actually came out to 3DS. Now, Yoshi 3D Yoshi Island, or Yoshi's Woolly World, that's something else, because that was a Wii U game that got ported to 3DS.
Yeah.
That at least added some kind of, of a downgrade, but it added a new amiibo and some other new things.
Yeah, I have my Poochie amiibo sitting over there on my shelf with the rest of them.
Yeah, I have mine still in my box with the game.
I open all my amiibo. I don't care. I'm never getting rid of them.
My amiibos are still packed up.
Man. Ed, you're killing me.
Hey, I still got my Ganondorf amiibo. You know how that could go. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, man. I do apologize if I sound a little hoarse, if I start coughing during the show. I've been sick, too, the last, week. Just, not, super sick, but just, that annoying sniffly nose, headache, raspy voice type sick, and I'm just ugh. So
that's the change of the weather sickness.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just annoying. So I do apologize if you catch me coughing on the show. I'll try to mute myself as best I can when that happens. But Ed, I know we just talked on Monday. Ed is our featured guest on NGR Radio proper for Monday's show. So But Ed, what have you been playing this past week and 3 weeks?
So let me start off with PlayStation. I did not go to Xbox, and then I go to 3DS. And because I began to week back to Wii U. Yes, everybody, I apologize. I haven't played Breath of the Wild for Wii U. I literally really have been busy. But for PlayStation 4, I actually started Ion Setsuna, really good game. I've been playing that. Played Rhyme for PS4. So you guys can read that review on ngrradio.com. Just check out at Eddie V's blogs and you'll see what my thoughts and review about that. Which I did get in touch with the composer, them a tweet just telling him about the music, and he was just like really surprised and really big thank you. And I'm following him now, and he announced that he's doing the cello for Hellblade for Ninja Theory's new game coming out. So I'm really now got to get that game. I really want to hear the soundtrack now. Finished up Rhyme, played a little bit of Persona 5, got a little bit more into that game. Final Fantasy X HD, I just picked up and started playing a little bit of that. Still near Automata, I played. There's another game. It was something Rundown Moon or something like that. One of the games that I bought from Golden Week. I ended up playing a little bit of that. Got a little bit far into the intro. It's a turn-based diagonal RPG. So I can't wait till I get a little bit more into that. Other than that, Xbox One, Ghost Recon Wildlands, I'm still playing, just picking up some of the skill points and documents, trying to get that stuff done. Ikaruga, I played actually with a 2-player online. Have fun with that. I haven't started Phantom Dust HD just yet, but I plan on getting into that soon also. I am playing Dishonored 2 for my optional opinion backlog bash blowout for this month. So if anyone who wants to play, June 7th through June 20th, I will be playing that game for Xbox One. And I'm going to be doing a journal for that, so you guys will be able to read my thoughts about that game. I'm truly enjoying that one. I'm enjoying that one on Xbox One. The Blob 2 also playing, and for now jumping into 3DS, Dragon Quest 8 I started up, and man, just such a good game. I did beat that on PS2, but I want to play the 3DS version. Even though I still need to do Dragon Quest 7, but I'll start that at another time. But Dragon Quest 8 is what I'm starting on now. I'll get back into Pokemon soon. Pokemon Sun, because I'm getting a little bit further into that, grinding up my Pokemon. But that's what I've been playing lately. So
nice.
Oh, and God of War 3 HD remaster for PlayStation 4 is what I played also.
Nice.
So
nice. Man, what have I been playing? I don't even know what I've been playing. I jumped back into Horizon a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I've completely forgotten how to play that game. So I think I'm gonna start over. I think I'm gonna start a new game on Horizon. To say what you will about Nintendo's exclusives, Horizon is such a good exclusive for PS4 owners. That game is just, it's amazing to look at and watch and just see everything happen around it. And the new things they added to photo mode, where you can kind of pose Aloy how you want, really adds a lot to that game's feature. If you own a PS4, Horizon is definitely PlayStation's best exclusive, hands down right now. Even going back to the PS3 games, I really adore that game.
I will say Horizon is PlayStation 4. if you was going to buy a PS4, I would say the 3 games personally from me, or 4 games I should say, that you personally need: Horizon, Uncharted 4, The Last Guardian, and Persona 5. Rhyme I do want to add, but because that's available also on other platforms, that will, and it's not that long, that'll be debatable on what you are willing to pay. But having those 4 games on PlayStation 4 would be a must have, I should say.
Yeah, I've been really looking for a game to play. I don't know. I'm waiting for Splatoon 2 to come out. Like, ARMS comes out next Friday, and I'm really excited for ARMS. But like,
I tried the
I don't know.
much.
Yeah, how did you like it? I didn't get to play any of it.
I liked it. I really enjoyed it. It takes some time to learn, and people were already like masters of the game. So there might be some control issues at time, because you got to try to, there's sometimes you just want to act like you, with the Joy-Cons being in your hands. For people who are looking at it, you kind of got to hold them straight. So I probably got to put them up a little bit. You got to hold them kind of straight. And you'll be doing this, or you'll curve it. You'll lean this way to go left and right. Sometimes if you lean in together, it's to block it. And there's like other functions like jumping and stuff like that. It does take some time to get used to. I think one of the factors that people are going to have to really deal with is people spamming the throw. Because if you can't counter, hopefully there's a way to counter people trying to grab you to throw you. People were winning a lot that way by grabbing and throwing and stuff. There's sometimes some issues on the lock on with the 2-on-2 battles, because they don't teach you on how to switch. So you could be fighting one person and just actually be hitting air because you're not on the right target, and while your other opponent is getting hit both of the other opponents and stuff. But overall, it's a really good game. I really do hope it sells. The free updates I am looking forward to, and I think anyone who owns a Switch definitely needs to pick up this game.
Yeah,
there's gonna be people who are gonna turn this game into a fighter.
I think this is gonna be Nintendo's Overwatch. Like, I really feel like Nintendo owners are gonna get attached to some of these characters, and like really, we're gonna see the weird fan art, we're gonna see the cosplay, we're gonna see all that stuff, and I feel like Nintendo could embrace the Overwatch aspect of these characters and like really dive deep into, releasing these little side stories of these characters, like maybe stuff you don't get in the game, but like, just like a little bit, like a little comic strip here, a little animation here, updates that allow you to see more of the backstory of these characters. And, I think ARMS could really take off based on what the characters provide in terms of like their look, their style. I mean, we've already seen the one character like really take off. What's her name? Like, everybody's obsessed with
Telltale or something like that. Or
it's the fighter that fights with her hair and has a interesting physique. That's all I'm gonna leave that at. Twintel, I think is her name.
Yeah, I think Twintel. I will say this. So people who, if you go back and you look at the reactions from the Switch presentation and when they showed off ARMS, people were just like, we don't care about this. And, people were being negative and kind of disgruntled about it. And fair criticism. It didn't take no longer till they start showing more of ARMS, and then people started the test punch, and people are hooked.
Well, it's the same thing.
Opinions,
it's the same thing they did with. It's the same thing they did with Splatoon, right? Like, they showed it off, and everybody was like, "This looks so stupid." And the more like they showed a little bit of Splatoon, and they kept showing more, and then the more people got interested in it, to the point where like it had like a 40% attach rate to Wii U, and still gets played at tournaments and still gets played, daily by a huge amount of players, to where like Splatoon 2 is going to be this huge hit for them. And I don't know if ARMS is going to have that much of an effect on the Nintendo audience, but it's going to have an impact. And I think that the character, like what this does different from Splatoon, is that it has the characters with personality and design, and Splatoon, as awesome as that game was, your characters were Inkling Boy and Inkling Girl. They didn't have names. You obviously customize your own Inkling, and that's how you played the game. But these characters have personality. They have a cool design to each one of them. So I think that's really where Nintendo is going to shine with this game.
Yeah, and over time, it's going to grow. I know there are reviews that's coming out for the game, and everything is justifiable, but I still feel like that this is going to be a hit for Nintendo. And even if it doesn't sell 1 million, I like the fact of the turnaround that people's perception of this game has that it's been through. It's always like when Nintendo reveals a new IP, there's some negative or there's some questions. There might be some positivity about it, and Nintendo does a good job of giving time to show off more. And then now, I think because of the global testing for Splatoon, I guess when they do new IPs like that, that's a good thing for people to get their hands on it. Not only to fix any online or bug problems, but to really give people a better understanding about it. Nintendo is good about doing that, to show more of the game and then let you get your hands on, and now you are able to make your judgment or your final call on the game if you're going to buy it or not. Definitely when I get a Switch, I'm definitely buying the game. When I seen the trailer, just the two people fighting and then just seeing how it looks, I'm like, Power Stones. I love Power Stones. I want this game.
Yeah, it really does give a Power Stone vibe to it, in terms of like the arena and how you fight, and like, or not how you fight, but like where you fight, and in the strategy it seems people are trying to figure out. It really has that Power Stone vibe. And people are already ARMS. I feel like ARMS is going to be that really first hard Switch game to find. Like,
yeah,
I like, there's going to be 1 million copies of Zelda. There's going to be 1 million copies of Splatoon and Mario Kart and Odyssey when it comes out. But there's always that select few Nintendo games that are really hard to find and become really rare in terms of the physical form.
Yes.
For some reason, I feel like ARMS is going to be that.
And people are already loving the music for, like, it's probably the #1 theme music of 2017 that people have been like really singing and doing videos of. Like, I've seen more of ARMS being sung by people than any other game in 2017, and that might just be me. But people are just like, that theme song is catchy and stuff, and I actually enjoyed the theme song. I actually love the music in ARMS. And I got all of this just from the test punch,
Yeah.
So that's just good signs that this game is really, I really hope it does be a hit. And I really hope that it does sell at least 1 million or even 500,000 copies. Like, I really hope it does do good.
Yeah, I think over time it'll do good. I think, initially, I think a lot of people are it's one of those wait and see games for a lot of people. Now, I pre-ordered it because my goal this generation that I haven't done in a long time is to own a physical copy of every Nintendo published game. Yes. Even if it sucks, and like, yeah, I'm sure there's going to be I'm sure there's going to be 1 or 2 like really bad games that Nintendo publishes, but I really want to own the physical copies of Nintendo games. Like, on previous shows, I said I was going all digital this generation, and I have gone all digital on PlayStation and on Xbox, but there's something about the Nintendo physical copies that, you know, growing up is just like you collect Nintendo games. That's just what you do. And like,
yes.
So I'm excited for ARMS, but Splatoon 2 for me is like the big one. I'm really excited to play some Splatoon because I've been looking for that competitive multiplayer experience, but like at a casual pace. You know, like I try playing Halo multiplayer and it's like it's not really what I want, and then I try to play Gears of War multiplayer and that's not really what I want, and then I jump back into Destiny for a little bit and I'm like, why am I doing this right now? Like I like Destiny a lot, but there's nothing more I can do in that game really.
Yes.
You know, without like a raid team or like my friends being online. I'm just like, I really don't want to do this right now. So I don't know. I've been struggling to find something to play, and like I have all these games and like games I haven't played or haven't finished, and I don't know. I'm kind of struggling right now finding something to play. So I've been playing Mario Kart and Tetris. Like those are the two go-to games I've been playing.
I don't think you're struggling. I think you're just like, what game am I going to really commit time to? And you know, you kind of got to force yourself to be committed to a game. Trust me, I know the struggle. Did you hear what I've been playing?
Yeah.
So I'm like, and that's why I like Dishonored 2. I was just like, I'm committed to play Dishonored 2 at least for 2 weeks to get this game done and get it knocked out. I'm always going to be jumping around playing different games, but I'm just like, I need to be committed to get this game done.
Yeah. So, it's I really want to play Zelda is what I want to play.
I got to jump back in Zelda because I've been seeing some people with all this armor, with all these weapons, and I'm be like, I didn't see that, and there's probably stuff that people got that you don't have, and I'm just like, what is this doing? This is from our Ocarina of Time. What is this doing in this game? Okay, now it's just motivating me to go back and finish the game, just like Metroid 2. But yeah, I need to get back into.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get back into Zelda when the DLC comes out this summer, and then you know there's a new amiibo. I gotta grind my amiibo for the Fierce Deity Link, and
yes,
you know that stuff. So
I know I need to buy the season pass. I'll probably do it this weekend.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta check something. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Okay. And I guess we'll be right back, everybody. So, let me give my thoughts out first for the Pokemon Direct. We'll probably be watching it. So Pokemon Tournament DX or Deluxe is coming out for the Nintendo Switch September 22nd. There's also going to be coming out Pokemon Gold and Silver for 3DS. So you'll get both games dropping that day. The Pokemon Sun and Moon, they're doing an alternate version. So Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon. That's coming out November 17th for 3DS. And it's an alternative take on Pokemon, like I said, Sun and Moon. So there'll be different characters and different stories. You can watch the 8 minute video on YouTube on Nintendo's YouTube channel. And I enjoy all of it. Like, I cannot wait to play Pokken again. And I really definitely, when they announced Gold and Silver for 3DS, I'm definitely getting. I kind of want both. I'm thinking I'm getting both. See how the price is going to be for that. Probably like $10 each. Like Pokemon Red and Blue was. Sun and Moon, I'm definitely buying both. Because me and Corey was talking earlier about Pokemon, and I love the Pokemon games, and I believe them being on a handheld for me, allows me to play the game at a leisure pace. You know, I'm able to enjoy this game. Don't have to worry about graphics. Don't have to worry about updates or, you know, installations and stuff like that. I literally could just pop in the game, grind to waste some time, you know, get some time down, and then go and battle, do whatever I need to do and explore. I like that from my Pokemon games, and good for people who wanted that game on Switch. The Pokemon company Nintendo has told people always that those games just don't fit on their console. Some people don't believe that, but like for me, I do. And I was telling Corey that the Pokemon company, Game Freak, and Nintendo, they make too much money of Pokemon, the main games on handheld than they do on console, because they would have to do a whole, like, the way that Pokemon is designed, I don't think that would fit on a console like a regular RPG. Reason being, if you look at games like not Monster Hunter, it was like some monster kind of generator. If you look at not Disgaea or anything like that, because that use a different format for its combat. But like something that does a versus Jenga Gang, it just does something different, and that doesn't fit on Switch on that small scale. Definitely when you know what Pokemon in this gameplay and this design all offers. And welcome back, Corey.
What's happening?
I was just discussing with the people who are watching live my thoughts about the Pokemon Direct. So,
gotcha. Well, I guess we can kind of move into that. Yeah, I had to check some stuff in the kitchen to make sure like all like the oven and stuff was off from my breakfast this morning, because like sometimes I forget to turn it off. And
oh no.
I went and checked to make sure everything was off. So, my bad. Man. All right. So, there's a lot to talk about. And we're going to talk about the Pokemon Direct that happened on Tuesday. It was a small Direct, but kind of an important Direct in terms of, you know, Nintendo is keeping the 3DS alive, you know, like. So let's get the announcements out of the way. They announced Pokken Tournament DX for Nintendo Switch, releasing September 22nd, which I'm pretty excited for. But yes, they also announced Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon for 3DS, which is kind of, think of it as like Black and White 2, I guess. Like it's a second adventure in the same area. New Pokemon, new evolutions, stuff like that. So, what do you think of this, Ed? What do you think of the Pokemon Direct?
And Pokemon Gold and Silver is coming out on the 22nd for 3DS Virtual Console. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I like the intro that they used, like the trailer with the guy traveling around and playing Pokken. I'm glad that they did. I glad that they are bringing Pokemon to the Switch. Not many people said that they played it on Wii U, so this gives them a good opportunity. And plus, they're adding new characters, and they're probably going to be balancing some things. Want to see, you know, I think this would be good practice for people who want to learn that game. So if it ever goes to Evo, they could go to Evo and play that game. I was happy that they announced it. That was the only thing I could actually think of, because their main games are not coming to the Switch or to a console. That'll take a long time for that ever happen. Ultra Sun and Moon, of course, I'm gonna buy. I think the success of Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon kind of helped them, and I think they felt like they wanted to add more to it. So instead of just adding more, let's give them a full game. that, and maybe some of the new Pokemon that were planned for Pokemon Sun and Moon, maybe this one would be part of a story. And they probably have a bigger story and more use that these Pokemon could do. So as a whole, I really enjoyed it. It was quick, to the point. It was just getting people like, we don't actually have a Pokemon game this year for you guys, but here are some alternatives and something that you guys can enjoy for the holiday. So
Yeah.
I think it's that strong. And a lot of people know that the Pokemon brand itself is still a big seller, not only to Nintendo, but to the Pokemon company itself. Like, if you look at the cards and the merchandise, they still sell big. So getting some new video games from them, yeah, I'm cool with that. As for keeping the 3DS alive, Nintendo is known for keeping that handheld systems going for a long time. With the success that they got, they're not going to give it up just yet. So I believe, hopefully by next year, we'll probably see the next iteration of the handheld system. Other than that, if they don't release it at E3, maybe we'll get a direct for their next handheld itself.
Yeah, well, like, my big thing with the 3DS staying alive is, like, they're releasing the 2DS XL, which is like, I would almost call it the definitive, quote, final version of the 3DS, where it's a new sleek design. It looks better than I think it looks better than the 3DS XL. I think it's I don't know. There's something about the design. I think it sounds, or it looks like a better fit in terms of people who want a 3DS and who haven't upgraded to a new 3DS yet. So, like, you're releasing this updated version of this handheld, and you want people to be excited to go buy it, to upgrade. And Ultra Sun and Moon will give people a reason to go buy this thing this fall. And we're getting Ever Oasis this summer. We're getting Hey Pikmin. We're getting a lot of good 3DS content, at least through this year now. Like, I didn't know it was going to come to 3DS after the summer, but we have all these Atlas RPGs coming now, and the 3DS is going to be an RPG machine, and that's going to be great. And as a Switch owner who's owned a 3DS since launch, I'm a little disappointed in not getting a full RPG Pokemon game, but at the same time, like, it's understandable that the Pokemon company wants to release the game on the biggest hardware base, and right now that's the 3DS. And they did that with Black and White when they came out. They released it on the original DS when 3DS came out. They just work efficiently like that, and they want to sell as many copies as they can. Now, the sales of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon will probably determine the future of the 3DS, depending on how many Switches they sell this holiday and stuff. So for me, what I really want to see is a Pokemon Red and Blue 2 updated version for Switch. But I really think that they're going to be working on a new version of Pokemon exclusively for Switch 2 or 3 years down the line. I don't think Pokemon's coming next year to Switch, and Pokken's a good game. Pokken's a solid fighting game. It sold over 1 million copies on Wii U. It's been at Evo the last couple of years. Like, it's a solid game. And so, and plus we're getting Pokemon Gold and Silver, which is what a lot of people consider the best of the Pokemon games,
Right.
We talked a lot about Gold and Silver when Iwata passed away, and how important that game was to the Game Boy, and him being able to program the original game to fit on the same cart as this new game. And Pokemon is tied so intrinsically with Nintendo, and that Gold and silver on 3DS is just awesome. I'll probably buy gold or silver. I'll probably buy one of those. But at the same time, like, the Switch has spoiled me. We say that every episode, to the point where, like, everything I play on 3DS now, I'm just like, man, I wish there was a Switch version of this. So,
well, it just shows, personally to me, that Nintendo and any other company who really believes in Nintendo's product and the sales of it, that they're going to throw some, not money at it, they're going to throw that product, and they're going to throw that support. Sold 4 million copies. So if Ultra and the Moon sell only maybe 1 or 2 million copies, it's still a success story for that Nintendo fan. And you can't, the 3 weeks, people who were playing Pokemon Sun and Moon were enjoying it. So I'm looking forward to those same people who are playing it right now. Playing it not right now. Playing Ultra when it comes out, and hopefully, if that 4 million sales happen again, then Nintendo, that's business wise, that's a smart move on Nintendo. I think once Switch get past, hopefully 10 million systems out plus, maybe a Pokemon style game coming to it. But the Pokemon games, the side games, sell better on the consoles than they do on the handheld.
Yeah.
While the main series sells better on the handheld, because there are parents who still have a problem buying $60 games.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people,
Oh, well, to your point on parents having trouble buying $60 games for their kids, and, like, you know, people don't want to shell out $300 for a system for their kids either. Like, I think the new 2DS accompanied by these Pokemon games are just that. Like, these are for the parents who want to buy their kids something that's more than just handing them their phone every 5 seconds. And Pokemon Sun and Moon sold very well for Nintendo. That's sold almost 14 million copies to date. And so, like, even if Nintendo sells a third of that or a fourth of that, like, it's still a major success for that system.
Right. And see, it's more adults who want Pokemon to come to the Switch. Because if you look at Pokemon Go, playing some older teens and adults.
Yeah.
I haven't seen kids ages 7 to 9 playing Pokemon Go that I know of. I haven't seen that age. I've seen mostly adults in all the crowds and stuff. There've been mostly older teens and adults. Now, I will say that I see more kids playing the Sun and Moon games or the man games and stuff. Like, even as a Pokemon fan, I buy the Mystery Dungeon games. Not many people do. There's an art game that's out. Not many people bought that, but I mean, if you were a Pokemon fan, you would get that. If kids really want that Pokemon game, they're gonna get it for 3DS. They're gonna get it for the handheld. It's the adults who want it for Switch.
Right. And I think that's why I want Pokemon on Switch, is because, like, I don't know, I like that device a lot, and I'm an adult that wants to play Pokemon. So,
right.
But because I had this really interesting experience when I went on vacation, at the beginning of May, and my cousin was playing 3DS, and he played Switch too, but he doesn't really care about, like, graphics and the technology because he's 6. Like,
yes,
you give someone that, like, anybody under the age of 10 a 3DS, they're going to be excited that they just get to play with something, and, like,
right.
That's something that I think a lot of people still forget about. And, especially people who keep up with everything like us, and they are like, why isn't Nintendo moving forward? Why isn't, why are we still getting this on 3DS? Why does 3DS still exist? It's 7 years old. Like, you forget the Game Boy lasted what, 13 years essentially.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, I think that they don't have a problem keeping the 3DS alive for the fact that parents are buying it for their kids, because kids don't care, they just want to play games.
Right, you got to think the Game Boy name alone has probably been one of the longest probably not franchises, handhelds ever. You got Game Boy, you got Color, you got Advance, you got SP. It's still under the Game Boy name, whether you want to say Advance or not. They didn't switch it to DS to almost 2004, 2005. Name going from starting slowly to out to millions, and now the 3DS is doing the same thing. If those consoles that people, for kids and adults, for anyone who could pick up and play, if those consoles are still being brought in, and a lot of money is being made on those consoles or handhelds, I should say, why take a franchise as big as Pokemon and switch it to a format that, people base that system on graphics, online play, or exclusivity and stuff like that? Like, people who are if they're all about console systems like that, Pokemon, to me personally, doesn't fit that. It fits handheld because it's just a easy game to see what you could catch, or give you the option to catch who you want to and use who you want to, and not be big about graphics. Is more about the experience.
Yeah.
And sometimes consoles don't give you that same thing that handheld could give you.
Yeah.
If you want Pokemon Sun on Switch, do you want that same limited gameplay that game offers on a console just because it's a Pokemon game?
Yeah.
Well, people will want to expect more from them. Well, they can't give you more because Pokemon game. If they go out of that, then it's not a Pokemon game no more. It's a Final Fantasy style RPG cutscene, long game.
Yeah.
That, to me personally, it loses that appeal if it ever goes into console.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think if they're going to do it for console, they need to look at it as, I think they need to look at it in terms of, like, not give it the Breath of the Wild treatment, but like look at that game and look, Switch is a hybrid console, right? We need to give people the experience of it fits the same as, it fits well as a portable, as well as gives you the experience you want on console. And Breath of the Wild, even though it was a Wii U game first, it still had that distinction of, I can play this in handheld mode and grind through some shrines or look for Korok seeds, or I can plug it into my TV and have this big wide open adventure and go tackle these big tasks. Like, Breath of the Wild did that so well, and it's going to be interesting to see how not only Nintendo internally and not only the Pokemon company, but the industry as a whole, because there are, though they're small rumors and stuff, but there is a small rumor that was brought up on the Game Informer show about 2 weeks ago that Sony is looking into creating a Switch-like device, and Microsoft, on a release, like a survey, asked how many of you are looking to buy a Switch in the next 12 months. Would you be interested in an Xbox style thing? Like, that was on their survey. There are images out there that ask that question. And so, like, Now you have to look at how the industry is going to adapt on what Nintendo has created. You know, they've created this device that everybody wants, and like,
well, it's that's been a. Go ahead, Corey. Before I give my answer, because I could explain to it.
Well, I was just going to wrap it around back to Pokemon, and it's like, if you're going to make a Pokemon game for Switch, you need to make sure you take everything into consideration instead of just the handheld portion, because that's why Pokemon's so popular. You can accomplish something in 5 minutes. You can hang out with your friends and trade across a Wi-Fi or ad hoc or whatever. Mm-hmm. You can do all these things that are super easy in portable mode. But how are they gonna animate gym battles on the TV? How are they gonna animate these giant important things that, you know, you don't really get a lot on the portable version? Like, there's going to be a lot more effort and a lot more production put into a Switch version. And I think, you know, people are disappointed now. It's the Zelda thing. People are disappointed now that they're not getting Pokemon on Switch, but they're going to be a lot happier with the result once they do, because there's going to be a lot more time, effort, and thought put into, you know, the story, the animations, the creatures, you know, all these things. You're going to probably be able to do a Mass Effect, maybe not to that extreme, but like a Mass Effect style character creation. Like, people are going to be really happy with that stuff.
Right. Well, because I know we got another topic to move on. Can I address the Microsoft and Sony part?
Yeah.
Microsoft and Sony, they look at Nintendo's success and they want to copy that success because they think of business, so we need to jump on it. Without doing research, Xbox, the Kinect really wasn't a research, and the Move really wasn't a research, because we sold so well and the marketing for that system was done so well. They figured they could do that same thing, and if they could do that same thing and not say do it better, but do it to a point where it's bigger, they're going to do that. When Wii U came out and they had the gamepad, regardless of if it's sold or not, you see Microsoft with the Surface Glass. You see how they did it with the Vita for a PlayStation. So they were trying to copy off Nintendo because, once again, that idea had some business success, regardless of how you see it. 13 million systems, that's, to me personally, that's still good. If you don't sell a system at all, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Sony and Microsoft. Oh,
I agree. I think before we move on, just a last point on, like, I really feel like if Xbox did one, I wouldn't care, just because, like, most of their games play better on TV anyway. Like, you know, a Halo match or a Gears of War campaign or something like that. Like, those just, the way that box is set up is, in the games that they are putting out, are just more of a, it's more of a grander TV experience. But in terms of the games that I play on my PlayStation, I wouldn't mind having a handheld PlayStation 4 that, you know, just play digital games, to play a game like Horizon on the couch while I'm sitting next to my wife watching TV. Or, you know, I wouldn't mind grinding a little bit in Destiny, or I wouldn't mind, you know, playing some of these experiences like, you know, even Journey or something. Like, you know, some of these smaller experiences would fit really well in a handheld form. I just don't know how they're going to, if Sony did something like that, or Microsoft, to play Xbox One or PS4 games. Like, I don't know how they would make that like compact of a machine and make it cheap enough for people to want one.
Well, the thing about it is, how do they market something to make it feel like a different experience that you can't get on? Okay, just because you got Switch and you got 3DS, they both offer you two different experiences. You can say yes for the games, but the thing about it is, guess what? I can't take my controllers off my 3DS and hand it to somebody.
Yeah.
meet you physically sometimes or play online, whatever the game is, and we have to battle face to face. With Switch, yeah, I could take a controller and give it to you, could keep my controllers on, and we could just watch, or you could just sit back and watch me play. I can't watch you play anything on 3DS because it's a tiny screen. But maybe I want to see your playthrough of Shovel Knight. Maybe I want to watch that, and then maybe you can hand me the controller, because I might, the Joy-Cons might be uncomfortable, but that bigger Pro controller that might help me with the game. That offers me a different experience than what the 3DS can do. And Sony and Microsoft don't know how to market that well. They don't know how to make games or build games in that manner to offer that experience. Mm-hmm. Sony, yes, they had two handhelds, but how much support did Sony themselves put into it to offer that experience that's going to be different than what their consoles can? Microsoft, if that Windows Phone did the same thing, could they offer anything different that they can't do on their console? Because God of War, that's the same experience on PSP and Vita or whatever. The same experience as a console game. But guess what? If I play Paper Mario on 3DS, Luigi games experiences. Mario Luigi never came to console. Experience on there. Paper Mario was a console exclusive, console experience. So I could play it on there. And it wasn't until when they both met that we both got that experience, that both gameplay experience. But that's only on 3DS. They're not both on the same system. So Nintendo knows how to offer different experiences with their games. Sony and Microsoft don't know how to do that just yet. And if they're going to do that, Sony alone, even if no one else put games on their system, Sony alone would just have to continue to support that system with games or ideas that they can't put on console.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that's something Nintendo's done really well, is defining their experiences between their console and handheld. There's been a few times where they said, oh, look, we're experimenting with this style of game on 3DS, which is what I still think Metroid Prime Federation Force was, an experiment that they didn't have to blow a ton of money on a console-like experience, right. But they wanted to make this multiplayer game, and they wanted to see how fans would react to this style of game. And I still personally think Metroid Prime Federation Force was a decent game. Like, I still really like that game. It was just really hard because they didn't balance it for single player versus multiplayer.
Yeah.
But I do think that is a good idea. And I do think that sort of game will eventually come to Switch, because I think they are looking for a cooperative first-person style game to get that audience in the door to Switch, because that style of game opens a door to a new audience, and Nintendo's looking for everybody they can to buy a Switch, and everybody is buying a Switch. I talked to a lot of people where I work who haven't owned a Nintendo console since N64 or GameCube, and they're like, oh yeah, Switch looks really cool, I can't wait to play all these games on it. And I'm like, well, you've kind of missed a lot of stuff in between that, but okay. Sure.
People, Sony and Microsoft got to be aware of thinking the Switch is a complementary to their system. No, it's still competition, because guess what? If people start buying more games on Switch, your activity use on your PlayStation, on your Microsoft, if it comes to a survey poll, it's going to show how many people are playing actually on your system, on that system, and how many people are playing on your competitor system.
Yeah.
Switch doesn't complement PlayStation, because that just makes everybody who want those games on PlayStation to come to Switch. And if that happens, your system is going to become irrelevant. Why would I want a PlayStation 4 if that game is coming to Switch and I could take that full experience with me on the go? So they need to be aware of that. So I'm just saying that's me. So, what's our next topic?
Things.
Yay.
Let me pull it up here. Yeah, so our next topic is okay, so this is gonna be a quick one because I know how you feel about it. Nintendo Switch players who bought NBA Playgrounds early, and I think this still applies until their big patch comes out for online play.
Oh, the Shaq Fu thing.
Yeah. Switch players who early adopted this game will be getting Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn for free if they purchase before the online patch, which I'm really excited for because I think Shaq Fu is going to be really bad and really hilarious, but still really fun.
It looks janky as ever, so I can't wait to get. Could I say first off? I think this is a good promotion. This is a good marketing for them. I mean, it is good that yes, we have problems. So to make it up, because they're still trying to fix the problems, we're going to give you this game for free. That's a good 2-in-1 deal. That's really good. It's very unexpected that a publisher or developer would even think of doing that. But, kudos to them for that. Now, my thoughts about the game, though, is separate from what the story is all about. But I congratulate them on that. That's really cool for people who bought the game early and they're getting the game for free.
Yeah. I'm really excited because I know Shaq Fu is really dumb, but, I got NBA Playgrounds because I wanted that NBA Jam style experience just to mess around with. And I think the game is okay. I think unlocking players is really stupid. The way you go about doing it and getting duplicates and card packs and stuff, I think that's really dumb. Like, I hate that so much because, you unlock all these players. If you don't keep up with NBA or in the history of the NBA, you've never heard of half these players. A lot of them aren't very good. They're just there because they're iconic players from the past. Or you unlock one really awesome player and then you have to figure out how these players mix and match together. And I wish the card thing was really different. But as a game, it's fun to play. I do have to turn off my Rumble, though, because they still haven't patched the excessive amount of rumble that you get when you play that game. Gosh, that game rumbles so hard. It's just like my wife, we were sitting on the couch the other night and I was playing it and my wife was like, what is that awful buzzing sound? I'm like, it's my Switch. I'm sorry. I'm playing this basketball game and the rumble is just way too loud. And so I ended up turning it off. But the letter that they made on their official Facebook page, and I'm sure on their website and Twitter and everything else you can think of, was really a upfront apologetic letter. It was really it wasn't some PR statement. You could tell that the company was really sincere about not delivering what they had promised, within a certain amount of time frame. And they really, this is just an olive branch of, we really want to put our games on Switch and we respect the Switch players. And so here's, we're sorry. So you're going to get this game for free type thing. It was really nice. I was impressed, honestly. It almost makes me want to be like, no, it's okay. I'll still pay for Shaq Fu because you guys are just genuine and sincere.
Exactly.
But I'm excited because I was going to get Shaq Fu anyway. Now I get it for free. So, yes. Yay. Unless it's a physical copy, then I'll go buy it.
Oh, okay. Then not just ask. You should see me post a picture of myself doing why?
So
then I'll probably put like hashtag supports Switch games.
Ed, you sound like a robot again.
Oh, whatever. Like, there's nothing I can do now. So what's the next topic?
Okay, so the next topic is the Binding of Isaac and Super Meat Boy devs. Next game is coming to Steam and Nintendo Switch first, called The End of Nigh. The End of Nigh is a platformer where players take control of an internet streamer, Ash, who survived the end of the world. Along your journey, you will collect video game cartridges and tumors across 12 plus explorable chapters and over 600 levels. It's a pretty large game. It's pretty exciting. I like Super Meat Boy a lot. I'm still not sure how I feel about The Binding of Isaac, but I know Matt really loves The Binding of Isaac. So, and I'm not saying that it's a bad game. I'm not into those types of games, really. But to see them go back to making a platformer is really exciting.
Yeah, I looked at this trailer and
yeah,
I'm not impressed. I'm like, from reading the description that it was, and then seeing what the game was about, I'm like, no. I'm like, you guys really got lazy and really think that, well, some people gonna buy it. That's fine. I just think their creativity is there no more. I think they just really just got lazy, felt like they needed to make some levels that look like that and use their expertise with some Super Meat Boy and just make that kind of game. Just like, you guys don't have enough money or a budget to. I don't know. It's me, and I don't want to hate, but my criticism is just that this is a been there, done that kind of game, and it looks like they're not track record, but it looks like their philosophy is that kind of solid game, and they don't know how to evolve from that.
Yeah, yeah. Within the game, if you could collect the 20 plus cartridges, they all have their own mini games attached to them. So after you beat this game, if you have any interest in keep playing, they have the mini games there too. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I'm excited Switch is getting more indie support, and that game will appeal to a lot of people who are fans of those games. So I don't know. I would rather spend my money on this next game. Sonic Mania is officially coming on August 15th, and it's going to be $20 across all platforms, including the Switch, which is exciting. No Switch tax, as we will get into later. But to be fair, the Switch tax doesn't really bother me. You know, the quote $10 more. It doesn't really bother me because, like,
right.
I don't know. If you are worried about $10 on a game, on a system that, you know, you may or may not own, maybe you should not be playing video games and putting your money somewhere else if you're worried about $10.
And guess what, people? If you buy a game digitally on a Nintendo or Microsoft platform, in some states, even Sony's platform, you got to pay tax. So your digital game is not going to be at that price. So get used to it. You're not going to be paying $19.99. You're probably going to be paying like $23 some dollars, depending on what state you're in, for that tax.
Yeah.
Like, I do it for my Xbox One, the Nintendo consoles. I pay the tax. So $10 more, that's no big deal. No big deal.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah. I'm excited for Sonic Mania though. I really played a lot of Sonic 1 and 2 when I was little, and this is gonna probably be what a lot of Sonic fans want in terms of a Sonic game. Like, I don't really care for the 3D games that much. I tried with Sonic Lost World on Wii U, and I tried with Sonic Boom. And like, I think the 3DS games got they were a little bit better than the Wii U games, but I don't know. I don't really care about Sonic as a game character anymore. But Sonic Mania looks interesting in terms of from a nostalgic standpoint, and the fact that Sega did what I think Nintendo should do, and go out and find a company and a person to lead a team to make the game that fans want. You know, I think Sega was really smart in doing that. And so they're making the game that they want and that fans want. So Nintendo, take notes. Take notes from Sega.
Right.
Sega does what Nintendo don't. Am I right? Am I right?
Exactly. You're right.
But yeah, Sonic Mania looks cool. I will probably end up getting it because it looks cool. Sonic Forces, probably not. But Sonic Mania looks good.
Yeah. Which I think they'll probably show more of at E3, hopefully.
Yeah.
Sonic Forces.
Yeah. Okay, so the next game really excites me. Square Enix announces their next project from Tokyo RPG Factory, which is coming to Switch, called The Lost Sphere.
Yes.
Really excited for this. I am waiting for my imported version of I Am Setsuna for Switch to show up. And I really like what this studio was opened for. The studio was created to specifically appeal to the Super Nintendo, maybe early PS1 era RPG enthusiast. Mm-hmm. And I Am Setsuna, from everything I heard, really gave off that vibe. And I'm really excited to play I Am Setsuna because I haven't played it yet. But the fact that, you know, they're bringing this game to Switch also really makes me excited.
Yes. I seen the trailer. The music, of course, is phenomenal as always. And I just looking at this game, I'm just like, yep, Square Enix gets it. They completely get it. These little small games are going to make them more money or keep their lights on while making these big budget titles. So guess what? We don't get Kingdom Hearts 3 for the next 3 years, Final Fantasy 7 for the next 3 years. If I could get 6 good RPGs from this small little company on Switch and 3DS or PlayStation or wherever they want to support, if I could get those good experiences, by the time those games come out, I wouldn't even care. I got personally, I have my money's value in entertainment and of games than just a $60 game that I've been waiting for 7+ some years to be done made. And majority of it's going to be full of cutscenes.
Yeah. This game, like the art style of this game, just looks amazing.
Yes. And I kind of want to thank the developers who made Bravely Default. I think it's because of that game Square Enix decided to go this route of making games like that.
Yeah. Man, this game looks better than I Am Setsuna. Like, honestly, I just like the way the colors pop, but it still feels like an old school RPG. And like, I don't know, the hand painted backgrounds mixed with some of the 3D stuff is just, it looks really cool. If you haven't seen this trailer, you guys should definitely watch this trailer. The Lost Sphere, it just looks really good. The story for this game is, you know, what if all the people you loved in the world just vanished, and you're out to search for what happened to them before the world ends. And like, yeah, that's kind of a very generic JRPG trope, but you know, I'm interested to see this game, and I really want this game actually. So check it out. It looks really cool.
Yeah, the story is kind of confusing because some people are just like, well, wouldn't you not exist neither? But that's not the case. So we shall see how it all goes down.
Yeah. Super, super excited for it. Okay, so we always talk about how Nintendo deserves equal treatment for games being released across all platforms. And we are starting to see companies kind of not do that with EA and FIFA and Skyrim probably not being up to snuff with the current generation versions of those games. But Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 for Switch is getting a deluxe edition with season pass, exclusive DLC, and all kinds of stuff, which is really cool to see. Like, I'm glad somebody took the initiative to do that for a Nintendo version. So I don't know how I feel about Lego games all that much, but the fact that they're doing this is just, it's really nice. It's really nice to see.
They sell too much on the Nintendo platform to shortchange.
Yeah. And I know NBA 2K is doing the same thing. Nintendo Switch is getting the deluxe versions of that game too, which I'm really excited about. But now I'm conflicted on which version of NBA 2K to buy, because the special editions have Shaq on the cover, but they also put Kyrie Irving on the regular edition. And as a Cavs fan, I'm torn.
As a Cavs fan, you're gonna go with the other version. Shaq. I'm like, really, Shaq? Oh, he's on the cover for it's gonna be NBA 2K. People who have the Switch version are gonna be trying to be over their friend's house and playing them so they can talk smack in front of their face.
Yeah.
So, can I address the FIFA thing real quick?
Yeah.
My thing with the FIFA thing is I really don't care about it. After people experience the story about Frostbite and their engine, I don't care if Frostbite don't run on Switch. I'll stick with Unreal 4. Like if games are working fine on Unreal 4 on Switch, stick with that, because with Frostbite engine and what I think Frostbite 2 or whatever that happened with Mass Effect Andromeda, a problem on Switch, don't even bring that engine to the system. Go ahead and give me 360 versions of that game, because guess what? It's gonna sell out on Switch.
Yeah.
And if people really want FIFA, they'll just buy it on Xbox One.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really care a lot about FIFA either. I know it's missing features, but it's the features that, like, as a casual fan of the series, I don't really care about. Like, I enjoy playing a good soccer match with someone, like couch competitive. Like, someone comes over, I throw them a controller and we play. Like, that's what I like about FIFA. I don't care about them trying to tell a story in their story campaign mode. I think that's dumb in sports games. Like, I don't care. And that's the big feature that's missing, I think, is the story campaign mode, where you lead not your created character, but a character from, like, I don't know, somebody that they made up, and you watch this character grow through the ranks of the soccer leagues or whatever.
Right.
So I don't personally care about that. And, like, I will probably buy FIFA for Switch to have a soccer game on the platform. But FIFA's not one of those games I go out and need to buy every year. You know, I think the last FIFA game I owned was the Wii U version of 13. So, yeah. So, like, in terms of missing features and stuff, I could care less. And, like, if we already knew Frostbite can't run on Switch, like, we already knew that. So I don't understand why people were throwing a fit when they said FIFA wasn't running on Frostbite for Switch. It's like, we knew that engine doesn't run on Switch anyway.
Because they're thinking that if Frostbite was able to run on Switch, we'll get their other games and stuff. Guess what? Even if Battlefield 1 did sell, nobody really didn't care about that game. Folks that I talked to was just like, yeah, I gave up on that game 2 days after I got done playing it.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the big games that people expect to maybe come to Switch would be like the Star Wars games, because there's going to be a lot of casual crossover there. But even then, like Battlefront 2, like I don't care if that comes to Switch. I'm going to play it on my TV. Like I'm going to play it on my PS4 probably. You know, I would expect something like Lego Star Wars to come to Switch, or maybe an offshoot game specifically for Switch. But in terms of these, like, because Battlefront is built on the Battlefield in like engine straight up, like no alterations to the Frostbite engine or anything. Like it's basically Battlefield in space. So if that game wasn't coming to Switch, like I don't care. And like if FIFA is based off their old engine, who cares? Does it play like FIFA? Does it look like FIFA? Does it feel like FIFA? Then what do you care what engine it's on? So
because they feel like they're charging $60 for this old ported game, it should at least be on the same level as the other two games. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I prefer their EA originals to be on Switch than something like Battlefield or Battlefront 2. Like, I'm like, you have problems with your first game. Let's see what you do when the reviews come out, because I will wait for the reviews to come out for Battlefront 2. I would rather see the reviews and see if they learned their lesson, because big talk and showing off can always be good, but when the game releases and there's problems with it, what was all that hubbub marketing talk for?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna get FIFA for Switch. If EA decides to bring anything else over, great. I don't know. I don't care. If it's not available on Switch, I'll get it for something else. The internet is so loud about stupid things that it's just I don't even care anymore. Like, I'm so tired of opening my Facebook feed. Every 5 things has something negative about, hey, EA's doing this. Hey, Activision's doing this. Hey, Nintendo's games are being ported to Switch. Like, that's a problem. Like, I don't care, man. Like, the internet is so loud for clicks that it's just like, it's annoying to the point where like, I just don't even feel like opening Facebook 90% of the time anymore, because I know I'm going to see something ridiculous. And it's the same way with everything else. Like, whether somebody's talking about what's happening in the government, whether somebody's talking about something that's happening with their favorite sports team, it's just like all this negativity around everything, man. And it's just, there's always something wrong with something. And it's just, just shut up.
There's going to be voiced opinions, and you just can't. There's going to be people who want you to agree with their opinion, and some people who want to argue about your opinion. It is what it is. That's the internet. But I will say this. Guess what, EA? Nintendo has a strong lineup of games coming out this fall with indie for fall and winter. So guess what? People are still going to be supporting Switch and buying games on the system.
Yeah. Like,
and going to be enjoying it. And if they talk about that game more, if they talk about the game, it is what it is.
Yeah, like, I mean, Nintendo has the strongest lineup. This like, starting at the beginning of the year, like, Nintendo has the strongest lineup we've seen in years, and the strong consistency of its lineup. You know, Mario Kart 8, Deluxe, Breath of the Wild, Fire Emblem, Splatoon, ARMS. Now we got Pokken Tournament. We've got 2 Pokemon games coming for 3DS. You know, you've got Hey Pikmin. We've got Ever Oasis. We've got Mario Odyssey, Fire Emblem Warriors. Like, I still don't know Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but that's soon. Like, you know, and then heading into next year, I'm still guessing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is going to be their March game next year, for a US release at least. So we're going to have, like, next year, we're going to have Fire Emblem proper. We're going to have Xenoblade 2. Probably going to have some sort of Smash next year, probably. Like, Nintendo's been so smart through 2017 and into 2018 with major releases for their platform. Like, third party isn't going to matter for Nintendo because they have so many first party, whether they're ports or not, whether they're, new games or not. Like, you can't deny how strong their lineups have been for these consoles.
Even though Sony and Microsoft kind of had a strong first 2016, we're still waiting on, okay, what you guys are going to do, 2017, I'm sorry. What are you guys going to do for the rest of the year? Even with third-party support, because the only game from Microsoft that I could think of that I want, like I always said, has been Cuphead. Pretty much for PlayStation 4, the only game that I'm looking forward to is Detroit Become Human, if that comes out. Other than that, unless there's a sale going on, and Final Fantasy 12 HD, but that comes out next month. Besides those two games on PlayStation 4, nothing else from third party excites me that I care about. Well, Hellblade or Ninja Theory.
Gosh, Hellblade looks so good. Like, I love Ninja Theory so much. Like,
yeah, and that's why I would buy that game. I know I was talking about the composer. But like Ninja Theory, they make some really good games. Well, it's debatable. But I would support them. I'm like, you guys made DMC, and you guys made that game one of the best Devil May Cry games I ever played. Yeah, so I'm all for supporting Ninja Theory.
Like, Ninja Theory's games are debatable whether you like them or not. But you can't deny that their vision for their games and their heart that they pour into their games is debatable. Like, their heart is just pouring out into their games, and that's why I support a company like Ninja Theory. And I am so excited. I'm so excited for Hellblade. Like, I didn't really care for Enslaved, but I love DMC, and I've really enjoyed what I played of Heavenly Sword, which is really sad that game's not getting a sequel. That game was a really good launch window game for PS3 that nobody played because PS3 was $6 million. But yeah, Ninja Theory is just.
I think Heavenly Sword probably just needs a new developer. I think what they were trying to do is they were trying to show off all the features that the PlayStation 3 was able to give off. And I think Ninja Theory they just didn't have it right. Don't forget, this was their first game. This was their debut game. We never heard of Ninja Theory until Heavenly Sword. So yeah, they didn't get it right. But Enslaved was a good game. DMC was a really good game. And hopefully Hellblade is a terrific game, for them stepping out on their own. And I would like to see more games from them because I feel like, yeah, they're on the verge of being like platinum, but I'm like, something about Ninja Theory speaks their individuality, and that's what I like about them. That's what I like about that game. Like, if I heard, they're making a Mario beat 'em up game, and Ninja Theory is making it. Let me go to GameStop and pre-order the game right there. Shoot, I'm down for if they do that.
Yeah.
It could be so silly and it could be broken as ever. Ninja Theory is developing it. Yeah, let me go.
Yeah, I am really upset that game isn't getting a physical copy though, because I would buy the physical copy of that game just because.
Oh, for of Hellblade.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were.
No, I mean, not yet, at least. I mean, I assume it will eventually, just because everything eventually gets a physical release, but right now it's just digital only.
I'll still buy it day one.
Yeah, so will I. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so back to Nintendo.
Yes.
Their online service has been delayed into 2018. But it's going to be $20 a year, and you get access to a Netflix style, it seems like, of NES games. Like, right now they have only announced 3 games for the service, which is Super Mario 3, Dr. Mario, and Balloon Fight, with with online functionality, which is different from what they announced earlier, where you would get access for a month and then the game would be taken away unless you paid for it. Type thing. Now it just looks like, basically, it looks like Xbox Game Pass, where like you can download any of these games as long as you're paying for the service and play them, which is cool.
Yes,
which is real cool. And Super Nintendo games are being considered, they said, for this service. But the $20 a year thing allows you to play online, which, I mean, we knew it was coming eventually. You know, yes. Nintendo wasn't going to be free forever. But as long as we are getting that free ARMS and Splatoon DLC, like, it's fine. It's fine with me.
Right. And if, like I said, if they offer discounts for the game, which I think they said they was going to do, and you know, with that being connected to your My Nintendo account, you buy games, you'll still get points, and maybe, hopefully, if you do have the online season, and maybe a big game is being released, if you buy it on day one for that release, you might get double points. Like they could do a lot of stuff with that. And $20 is not bad. You pay $20 for some season pass to a game you know nothing about. Let me rephrase that. You paid $40 for a season pass that was just some costumes, aka Batman Arkham Knight. And on top of them charging you $60. So if you can't pay $20 a year, come on now.
Yeah. Again, if you're complaining about $20 a year, you probably may want to rethink your financial strategies.
Right.
Maybe video games you should be worrying about more than video games if you're worried about $20 a year. I'm excited to just see how this works. It's seemingly working well for Microsoft in terms of the Game Pass thing. I wish, I almost wish Sony would do that too. Like, I think this is kind of the future of classic games as being games for a service instead of like, streaming them or purchasing them outright. But I mean, for me, I'm probably going to purchase the games outright anyway, just because I would like to just have them. But, it's good that they outlined the service finally. And, another year of playing for free, I guess, is good for everyone too. Especially with Splatoon and ARMS coming, because those are going to be big online games. I feel like that and Pokken, I'm sure, is going to be big online. So,
yes.
All right. So the last thing I kind of want to get to is Japan earlier last month announced a bunch of cool Splatoon 2 accessories, cases, and that cool Pro controller and the Joy-Cons and stuff. Well, they announced they're also coming to the West. So,
yay!
Who's excited for some pink Joy-Cons?
Woohoo! Yes!
This guy.
Me too.
I'm more excited for that Pro controller, though. It looks cool because it has the splats all over it. So, really cool. Really cool.
I really want some. Is it Neapolitan? I think Neapolitan ice cream with the chocolate, the pink, and the green.
How did I know this was going to go back to ice cream with you, Ed?
Because it's just that would be cool if Nintendo got with like Ben and Jerry's and did a Splatoon marketing ice cream for the summer for that game, and did it as like not only for the game's release, but do it as a weekend release. Be like to stay cool with the squids, have them have that Ben and Jerry ice cream. That's just me. Hey, they licensing Mario and other Nintendo properties. So might as well do it with Ben and Jerry's to get some food out of it. I'll buy it. It worked for the Gears of War series, so why not work for Splatoon?
Man, I don't even know what to say to you right now.
Would you buy it if they offered you My Nintendo points?
Maybe.
You to like a $5 coupon on accessories.
Stop. No. No.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Do not deny it.
I hate you right now.
I know. Because you know I'm right.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I was going to get into the Switch tax thing, but I mean, we've talked about that a million times.
Yes.
Battle Chasers and the last thing, Axiom Verge is coming to Switch.
Yes.
Physical release. That was where the Switch tax thing was going. Sine Mora DX and Battle Chasers are getting the $10 Switch tax. But also they announced that Axiom Verge was coming to Switch at $39.99. And it's the Multiverse Edition that's coming to Wii U and PS4 already. And I think Vita, right? It's coming to Vita too, I think. Yes. But, I'm excited. I'm really excited for Axiom Verge to be on Switch. It's like the one game I was holding out for maybe rebuying a Vita, but now I'm not going to. Sorry, Sony. Sorry, Sony. Not that you're supporting the Vita, but too much. Too much of a burn. Do they need an ice pack?
Yeah, and the thing about it is they're going to make money off of it. I think people, like you said, people don't mind the $10 Switch tax. I don't think it's a tax or anything. But yeah, if it's making sense business wise, people having that box, the box art is going to be hopefully good. The box art to be different than all the other systems for some reason. But yeah,
is it different?
No, it's the same.
Oh.
It was. People bought Puyo on Switch more than they bought the other systems, and they got that free keychain and stuff.
So 2 keychains.
Oh, 2 keychains.
Yeah, one's a Puyo and one's a T block from Tetris.
Oh yeah, and Rhyme is doing the same thing. So it's good that if we're paying this $10 extra for these games, at least they're rewarding us. Now, yes, because the CD and some other stuff is already packed in, just for it coming to Switch, I think people are happy they're getting the game that they wanted on that platform. So, that's more money for them to make up for, I guess, for financial thing.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Gosh, I'm really excited for this. I'm watching the trailer right now, the Switch trailer. They released a Switch trailer. And gosh, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, just watching it.
Corey. Corey, host. Get back to the show.
I'm sorry. This Axiom Verge is so good. And the fact that they released a Switch specific trailer is just amazing.
I know, but you're getting distracted. You have to end the show first.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just get distracted because I'm sorry. You know how I am. Okay, so this sounds like a good place to end the show. We talked about a lot, but Ed and I are going to be doing a Nintendo watch along for the Spotlight. It's going to be a little bit shorter than normal. Than a normal press conference. It's only going to be about 30 minutes, according to some things that have come out. But Ed and I are going to be live streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/ I don't know what we're going to do yet. NGR. I don't know if NGR even has a Twitch Twitch page.
Well,
but
whatever we did for last Twitch stream, we might end up doing again.
Actually, you know what? I think I did make one for NGR. Let me check real quick. But Ed, I will tweet it out and let everybody in the Facebook group know and stuff like that. And I'm sure Ed will let people know too.
Yes. Also, everybody.
We're gonna do a pre-show, right? Kind of like yes, we're gonna do maybe some final predictions before the show. We're going to do some cool things during the show. We're just gonna do a commentary during the show kind of thing, and you can watch it with us. And then after the show, we're gonna do a live. We're gonna do a live Pow Block episode reacting to the conference, and then we're going to talk about a little bit what's happening on the Treehouse. So, and then you can watch it with us. After the Pow Block recording, we are going to continue to watch the Treehouse stuff together, and you can hang out with us. It's not really going to be a show, but it's just, you can hang out with us and live stream with us and just hang out while we eat our snacks and
yes,
have a good time.
So everybody who's watching this, my E3 snack list should be up. So if you guys go to ngrradio.com and go to Eddie V's blog, you'll see my snack list of things that I'm doing. If not, check also the NGR Radio and our Pop Block Facebook page, and you'll see it there also.
Yeah, we will have live streams in those places as well. Ed, one final E3 prediction before Tuesday.
For Nintendo?
Yep.
I think for Nintendo, Sega will actually reveal their actual game that they announced in Japan. Also, I think Capcom might actually bring the Disney Afternoon. I know you said one, but I think Capcom will also bring the Disney Afternoon collection. The first one. I know they're not bringing the second one, but I think they'll probably bring the first one to Switch also. I have more, but I will not say it. You have to listen. Well, I'll plug later, I should say. I know.
Man. I still think they're going to tease a Metroid game. I know that's not an original thought. I know that's not a, whatever, but I still think, a lot of people really want Metroid, and I think they're going to announce, I think they're just going to show a Metroid logo, and that's it. I don't know if it's going to be the title of the game or not. I think they're just going to show just the word Metroid, and I think people are just going to freak out.
Yeah.
And I know they're focusing on 2017 games, but that doesn't mean they can't tease what's coming in 2018. So, yeah. So, Ed, what?
Yes.
What'd you do? What's happening?
I just want Platinum to bring Bayonetta 3 and Vanquish to the Switch.
Can they just port Bayonetta 2 over and then tease us with Bayonetta 3? Thanks. That'd be great. Thanks, Platinum, for doing that for us. Breaking news, Platinum is bringing their whole library to Switch.
Oh, shoot. Good luck and God bless. Good luck and God bless with that one. Because if they do, I'm probably going to freak out. Oh, that means I need to go shopping. I need to find me a Nintendo shirt. I probably got to go to Hot Topic or something. I want to have my Nintendo shirt for Tuesday.
Yeah, I need to find something too. I need to make some layouts. Okay, so if you want to follow us, we are going to be live streaming from twitch.tv/NGR Radio. So come follow us there, and you can watch us live stream some stuff. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Yeah. I need to make an overlay. I need to make a cool man, I gotta make some stuff. I gotta make some stuff for this live stream. This is very important, Edward. Very important.
I know. Well,
Ed,
I love the overthing music for Mario Bros. 3. Oh, sorry.
Where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at That's Retro Code. You can also hear my podcast, Optional Opinion, on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, on the Anomalous Radio Network.podbean.com, and other podcast apps. Also, check out my other podcast, World 101 Podcast, at shoutengine.com. Follow us also on Twitter at World1_1 Podcast. We just had a discussion with the designers and the creators of Shovel Knight from Yacht Club Games. Do check out that episode. Literally funny, so in depth. We laugh at you talking about having some like nerds on a podcast, or just like real gamers. Me, Larry, And the guys at Yacht Club, we just literally nerded out, and it's completely hilarious. Yes, Corey, they gave you the shout out, and they actually thank you for buying the 5 games Shovel Knight.
Well, I think I bought that game. I bought it digitally on Wii U and 3DS. I own the physical copy for Wii U. I own the Switch version, obviously, and then I own it on PS4 and Xbox One. So I've actually
they actually have an answer for that. I did ask them a question about people buying multiple copies. You have to listen to find out. But yes, World 101 Podcast at shoutengine.com. You can find us there. Also, you can find my writings of Optional Opinion at IGN.com under anime, ENIME, and my series, The Moment, at skirmishfrogs.com. Also, check out my writings on ngrradio.com. So you guys can check out the Ghost Recon Wildlands, the Rhyme reviews, and I'll be doing some E3 prediction blogs coming soon, and I will also be doing my backlog bash blowout for Optional Opinion on some of the NGR radios, doing my journaling right there. So do check that out, and like I said, check out the snack list that I'll be posting up there also. Join our Nintendo Power Block Facebook page where you guys can interact with us, and the NGR Radio Facebook page. You know, we want to hear what you guys think about Nintendo and other video games and stuff. And check out the Lyrical One on Twitch. That's my Let's Learn series that you guys could also check out. So yeah, you can find me on there.
Nice. Ed's everywhere.
Yes.
Well, you can find me at Corey and HD on Instagram, Corey Hudson and HD on Twitter. You can find this show every Tuesday and Friday, I guess. So I'm sorry that we haven't had an episode in a couple of weeks or a couple days. I don't know. How long is that? Like 10 days. You can also find me on NGR Radio podcast, where Ed was on the show on this coming Monday's episode, right? Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry. I have so much crap in me right now that it's just like, you can find all of our shows on ngrradio.com and on our YouTube page at NGR Radio. Come subscribe. We've gained a couple subscribers this week. I'm really proud that we are growing slowly but steadily. So let's see what else. You can join the Facebook group and all that, what Ed said already. We're going to try to grow the POW Block Facebook group. I know I've been saying that for a month now, but we're really going to try to grow this shows as big as NGR Radio proper. I'm really proud of what Ed and I do here. So thanks for listening and watching and putting up with our tangents off the topics that we bring. So Ed, I love you, and fans, thank you so much for watching and or listening, and until next week live, we're out.
Woohoo!